Aloha and welcome. In this video, we're going to be talking about change management. Change management is something you're going to hear a lot about over your time in IT. It's something that's very important. It focuses on the structured approach for managing modifications to an IT system. It's going to ensure that changes are controlled, efficient, and secure. So the goal of IT change management is to maintain the availability, confidentiality, and the integrity of IT systems throughout the change processes. So we want to protect the CIA as we, go through all of our changes there. And this is going to support the seamless business operations. It's going to protect our organizational assets. So it does cover a wide range of activities from implementing simple updates and patches to executing significant system overhauls. So IT change management, it emphasizes communications with the stakeholders. Who are the major people? Is it the people using it? Is it the people in the C-suite that are approving things? You want to really emphasize communicating with these people, let them know, hey, we're gonna have to upgrade this system. This is the kind of thing that you can expect. You may experience this, you may experience that. You want to have good communication with everybody to let them know what you're doing and when you're doing it and what type of things can occur and how to mitigate that. So you need communication with your stakeholders there, and that's going to help ensure you've got an uninterrupted transition to new hardware and or software. So IT change management, involves the planning, the evaluating, and the obtaining approval for implementing and reviewing changes to minimize the potential disruptions, reduce your risks, and enhance the stability and security of the IT systems. So the update is scheduled for off hours usually to minimize disruptions. After you have implemented whatever your changes are, you're going to be doing functionality tests, and that's going to, you're going to test it and make sure it still works. You're going to document, you're going to make sure that your documentation is updated to note that, you've updated your systems, you've made changes here, and your users are going to be changed on the new features, preferably before they actually go into effect. And this is going to help, make sure that you've got a seamless transition to the new, whatever you're doing. So it could be a new VPN system. It could be, just about anything. It could be new software. But, if you're going to be implementing this, you need to communicate with all your stakeholders, let them know, what's going on, get your employee training in there if you need to. And that's going to help you make this, nice, smooth transition. So there's a number of phases to IT change management, and those are the six that we're going to talk about: a request, evaluation, planning, approval, implementation, and review. So you start with request, and that's when you initiate the change process by completing required documentation for it. Then you're going to evaluate. So evaluation, that's the assessment of the changes to minimize the risks and impact. Then you're going to have planning, and that's going to determine the change type and priority, schedule the rollout, and develop contingency plans if things go wrong. So then you've got the approval phase. That's when you secure approvals from the stakeholders to prevent downtime and change failures. Remember, stakeholders isn't just executives. That's also the people that use the systems, the people that are going to be impacted by these changes. So those are considered your stakeholders as well. So stakeholders also could be the vendors that are supplying some of the software or hardware that you're going to use. So just keep in mind that stakeholders isn't just the people in the C-suite, it's all those that are impacted or somehow involved in this process. You also need to, the next phase is the implementation. That's when you're going to execute the plan change. And then after the implementation, you're going to do the review phase. That's when you're going to evaluate the change post-implementation, classifying the change as successful, failed, or incomplete. So those are the six phases that you need to focus on. Then we talk about the technical implications in the documentation. So change management includes the application of controls for mitigating technical risks of the system security throughout the change process. And to minimize that risk exposure during the critical updates, you may need to put temporary restrictions on specific activities. And you can use access deny control. You can use access deny list to control the access to these resources. So planning for changes affecting system availability includes analysis of the potential downtime impact and the need to restart services and applications. Sometimes when you're updating like a SQL server or something, you may have to go through certain, restarting of different services and often in certain orders too. Additionally, managing updates in legacy applications addresses system dependencies to mitigate unexpected security vulnerabilities and prevent compliance issues. The example they give here is updating a bank's outdated transaction system. It's going to necessitate a phased approach to prevent security flaws and address compliance requirements, thereby ensuring seamless integration with interconnected systems. So documentation improves the security within change management processes by ensuring that all the changes are recorded, tracked, and accessible. So this is extremely important. You want to document everything that you're doing. It helps you if you need to roll back any of this process as well. So if you get so far into it and realize that you've got a problem, you'll have recorded, you'll have documented what you've done up until that point. That's very important. Similarly, updating policies and procedures ensures that the changes are aligned with the organizational security standards and the compliance requirements. And lastly, the version control helps manage changes to documents, code, and configurations, and it provides a history of modifications used for auditing, troubleshooting, and rolling back changes if necessary. So they mentioned a number of controls, like you can, some of the control measures in IT change management are going to be allow deny list. That's going to be rules for permitting, denying access to resources. You're going to have a control like restricted activities. So you could those are going to be like temporary limitations on certain functions during updates, like, hey, during our email server update, don't use this software, don't use that, or don't use this, feature. Then we've got downtime restart planning. That's going to be assessing and scheduling system unavailability. So if you say, hey, our system is going to be going through some maintenance between the hours of midnight and 4 in the morning, it'll be off limits, and you may put up like a web page that's going to give that kind of a message as well. Legacy application management considerations for the description of that is going to be the considerations for systems using older technologies. Then you've got dependency mapping, and that's understanding how systems are interconnected. So you want to have those mappings, laid out so that you know if you're going to do something in one, you're going to have impacts in another one. So that's very important as well. So that's it. One thing that you can think about in terms of change management is the use of automation. Automation is going to make a more robust system. It's going to really enhance your security, your efficiency, and the overall effectiveness of your IT operations. Imagine what would happen if you automated your process. Like if you had, stickers on a machine, and let's say you just took a scanner and you were to scan that, and that kicked off a process that said, oh, hey, this is this kind of equipment. It needs this as the next step, and it'll send out an email to the person in charge of handling that next step. And then that person takes it, and then they are responsible for wiping the hard drive or something like that. And then they mark it in the system as being handled. So you can automate these steps, depending on what the processes are that you're talking about. So automation can really get you to a place where you've got a really secure and reliable system for, on don't really call it onboarding, but making changes here. Like when you bring new stuff into the environment, and when you decommission it at the end. So, anyways, that's it for change management. We've covered a lot here, so go back and look through that. Go through the phases of IT change management. You've got request, evaluation, planning, approval, implementation, and review. And then we've got controls for during the IT change management, like using allow deny list, restricted activities, downtime restart planning, the legacy application management, and the dependency mapping. And then we talk about the automation involved inside here. So go through this, make sure you understand it. Again, change management is something that you're gonna come across very early on, if not in your first IT job. You're going to at least observe it when you're being onboarded, when you're being issued new equipment, things like that. So do take a look through this chapter, understand it, and ask me if you have any questions. And I'll see you in the next video. Aloha.